Hello, this is Queen Lenore. Okay, so I have a topic and I just wanted to really voice my opinion and talk about it. And I feel like, hey, why not talk about it on the Love and Live show? Because, everything ain't always lovely, but you got to turn it around to be lovely. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, I have been realizing, and I'm not going to just talk about race all the time, but I really want my black people to rise up to an occasion to understand how the system works and how things work to be great. I don't know how to explain it. All I know is this. I'm just going to be just as real and vulnerable as I can. Since my kids were probably 4 years old, was first, when my daughter was 3, I taught her how to read. With the grace of God, showing me that my child can read and stuff like that. So I did a in-home daycare for my child to be able to read. And my niece and my other nieces and nephews taught them. It was like a little daycare at my mom's house as she had foster care. Then I learned that black people are the only race that raise their kids to go to school, get an education, to work for somebody else, while every other culture doesn't. So I said, oh, I'm not going to have that. So I started my kids doing entrepreneur and etiquette, probably, I guess, 5 and 7 years old. So throughout those ages. And they've been doing it. They're in their ministry thing where they travel around churches. They have communication skills. They have customer service skills. They are helpful. They're prayer warriors. I mean, just everything you can want in a kid. Now, don't get me wrong. My kids do some things that's wrong too, and they get punished for it, and they've been disciplined and all this other stuff. So I don't want you to think, oh, because my kids is great, that they don't have any flaws. They have lots of flaws. Because guess what? We're all human and we all have flaws. And until you realize that we're all human and have flaws, you're not going to get any further. But it's about learning from your mistakes and rising, failing and rising. Those are things that you just need to do. So we end up having our own business. And so the kids work at doing their own business, and then they're homeschooled. And everything is just working. And for a while, it took me to realize that when they're on online school, that it was just a school online instead of going into a building. And I was like, oh, no. I want to homeschool, get their education, learn life lessons and everything like that. So my kids know how to pay rent. My kids know they bought their own TVs, their own PlayStations, their hair stuff, their sheets and cover. They just buy it, and so the little stuff that I have to buy is just be like, whatever. I got to feed them, you know. But they take me out to the movies. I mean, they spoil us. I mean, they're really grateful kids, you know what I mean? And I really love them for that. But what I realize is, and it's not all black people, because there's so many black people that have given me hugs on my kids and their customer service skills, that they just think this is great. But then there are people that are more close to me or that know me or have this opinion where, if you homeschool, they're not going to get communication and they're not going to know how to, talk to people around the world. My kids have been ministering since they were like 3 or 4 years old. So I think I nailed that part. They still do sports. They still do their activities. They go to friends' houses. They do all kinds of stuff. So I don't know what issues black people have with it, And it's so funny because especially as the world is changing and there's so much racism, white people are like more, oh my God, yeah, I remember when my parents had me working, Asians and all these different cultures are, like, yes, it's so nice to see it because we didn't think, and they were like, I'm not trying to be racist, but, we didn't understand why black people don't have their kids working and stuff. And it's like, because we feel like that's child labor. And I'm like, I don't know why it's child labor for them to learn these skills that they're going to be using for the rest of their life. I'm not going to coddle my children and not get them ready for the rest of their life. And then they were like, so what made you homeschool? And I said, well, because when they were going to school, the education level was down and they weren't paying it any attention. And I realized when I'm homeschooling them and getting them the education that they need is better. Even when I had them on online school, the education system wasn't up to par. But now that I'm homeschooling, oh my goodness, their education has went up. My one son that has a difficult time reading, can read now and it's doing great, knows all his states, everything. He just, he knows his history now. He's learning. And it's just been like, wow, these these new exciting things. So I'm just want to, like, wake up, like, people. It's all right. Now, if you don't want to, don't. That's fine. You don't have to. But don't knock the other person that is doing it. Just because you don't see it, and because you might not have seen any good turnouts, doesn't mean there's not. There's a whole bunch of people that's going to school, and there's way more horrible. There's less turnout grade and in public schools than there is in homeschool. You get more achievements in homeschool, and they're talking about, well, because their communication skills and they don't know how they're social. They're social. Well, why can't they go do sports? My kids are in sports. Why can't they do sports? My kids talk to a whole bunch of people constantly, and they're close knitted and they're family oriented. But my kids, if they graduate right now, my oldest is 16. My middle child is turning 15 this week, and my youngest is 13. They graduate right now. They can actually get their own place and take care of themselves, like, because they've been doing it for so long. Would your kids be able to? And I'm not like bragging like, oh, my kids is all that, but there's a lot of kids that's doing that in different cultures. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to let my kids move out at 16, no, but I'm just saying, or 15 or 14 or 13 either, but I'm just saying they can because they pay rent every month. They save money to go on vacations. They buy their own clothes. They could buy their own food if they wanted to. They're at that level, and when they get old enough, they're going to run our business and be able to do it good because they'll know the insides and outsides of a business. They will be able to run any of the businesses that we have, and if we continue to have business, they will be able to manage it and run it, and it won't be because, how people go, like when you see celebrities, oh, that's because their parents are rich. No, it's because these kids worked since they was 4 years old, and it's not child labor. This is education. And I learned that when I was foster kids. The DHS system or the CHS or whatever you guys call it system sits there and coddle these kids and baby them. And then when they throw them out on the street at 18 and 21, they don't know how to take care of themselves. And then when they have kids, they take their kids away. And it's just a big old cycle over and over again. When are we going to teach and educate how to live in the real world? And that's all I have to say. I had to vent that because I'm like, I am so tired of seeing black people dog black people. Isn't that just stupid? Like, you don't have to agree with what I do, but don't be down in it because you don't know it. White people, I see them all the time. They don't like each other, and they still they still will support somebody's business. They still will do this. And everything. And I'm saying white people won't tear each other down or Asians won't tear each other down or Chinese. But I'm just like, why is it we're trying to build up and black lives are supposedly supposed to matter. But if it don't matter to us, why would it matter to anybody else? That's just what I'm saying. And why we need to learn how to build up our own community. We are one of the biggest buying powers and we ain't even buying amongst each other because we sit up here criticizing somebody working, somebody who ain't working. Somebody who been to jail, somebody who ain't been in jail. I mean, we always got an opinion about something. I don't have to agree with you to support you. I don't have to like you to support you. And I'm not a people person. I know how to communicate. I know how to have relationships. But I can not have friends. I can not have people around me. I'm fine with my family. And I'll let my family know, you guys irritate me enough, I'll leave you alone too. I'm not one of those people that is just like, woo, And I just wanted to keep that real because I don't think people understand. And I just wanted to say, black people, wake up. Get off your butts, do some work. And the ones that are working, thank you. And the ones that have issues with somebody else doing something that you don't agree with, just don't say nothing at all. I mean, I know all our parents told us the same thing. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. And you don't understand how many times I have to keep my mouth closed. And then I'll be like, okay, Lenore, you're going to love and live each day as if it were your last. So regardless of what you feel about somebody, regardless of how you feel, look at the situation, love and live as if it were your last. Now, I'm not perfect. I mess up. And I will snap back. And I tell people, please don't bring that other Lenore. Because the queen is here. But please don't bring that other Lenore. Because that other Lenore is kind of crazy. And I can't control her. but people have been trying me. And I just wanted to keep it real because I don't want you to think, oh, I'm all about loving and living and like nothing, everything just rolls off my back. It doesn't. It takes a lot of prayer and understanding. Now, you might not believe in Yahweh like I do, but I'm going to just say it takes a lot of prayer and understanding and patience and control. He has to give me to not act a fool because I'm about 5 seconds. Anyway, I just wanted to say, remember that, support people. If you see a young person working and being an entrepreneur or doing anything positive, mowing lawns, lemonades, a young person, I don't care what nationality they are, go support. Be a helping hand and stop being so judgmental. Anyway, remember to love and live each day as if it were your last. I have family day. Me, my sister, and my daughter is going out today. We're going to have a good time. And the reason I say that is because, we had to come together as a family. And my auntie passed away, so we did our celebration. Then we went out to eat when we came back to Portland. And now we're spending, doing things together. And it's just so nice. It's so nice, but it's so wonderful to see that people are supporting. And like I said, I don't even know what to do. I just thank God every day. And I thank God for you guys. You guys are awesome too. And remember to love and live each day as if it were your last. And be blessed. Smooches.